Welcome back.
Whoa.
Oh.
Yes. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another vlogcast. Today, I'm Cullen. This is my wife, Katie.
Just today he is.
Today.
Only today.
Yeah. Aloha. Hope you're all having a great week, great end of the week.
I feel like everybody's kind of started into summer. Like your kids are done with their e-learning stuff at home. Hope everybody survived that and things are good. Things are opening back up a few places.
Yeah.
We're getting into
world
it.
is slowly changing, but
yes.
Keep your fingers out of your mouth. Don't bite your fingernails.
Or your toenails.
Or your toenails.
But we're here today to talk about our May budget. I know it's about the middle of June here, but you know, we're working with what we got right now. So we are gonna talk about our May budget, what we actually budgeted for May, and what we actually spent. As we mentioned before, doing primarily cashless spending, using debit cards has been a little bit of a challenge because we had gotten into a good routine of like, you just take the money out. If it's in the envelope, you can spend it. If it's not in the envelope, you can't spend it. It's a little bit harder when we're like, I don't know, it's just more tempting. I feel like knowing that there's money in the bank, even though it might not be allocated for a certain thing. Like, so previously when we would put aside money for like Christmas or the pets or something I'd know that wasn't immediate, and it would be in that envelope, it's gone and I don't see it. So I don't even think about how much is in there. But when it's in the bank, it's like a whole different mindset. We have been using the Every Dollar app more, and I really do love it. And I think it's great because a lot of people are like, well, you only look at like that one category. If you need groceries, then you only look at the grocery category. And that's fine, but I can also just scroll a little bit down and I'll see like, well, we do have like $50 in restaurants and we're probably not gonna eat out. So maybe we can spend a little bit more. Whereas if it's in the envelope, I just don't think about it. Like you only look at groceries. So that takes a little discipline on our part. That's just us needing to learn to do it. That's been an interesting challenge.
But were we using the Every Dollar app? I think you do.
That's why I stopped myself and I was like, we've been using, well, I mean, yeah, I guess we kind of have.
Like you're probably gonna be talking most of this video because this is just, again, one of those boring things to me in a sense. I don't know, like.
Which is also why it's a little frustrating to me sometimes, because it's like when it was in the envelope, it was easier
for me to
I guess
get on
for
board.
you to get on board, because I'm like, it's not on me. I'm not the bad guy. I'm not like, well, because if you look at the Every Dollar app, you're like, but see, there's like all this other money. And with the envelopes, it was like, if it's not in that envelope, sorry, Charlie, I don't know what to tell you. You do have it on your phone. I think, okay, so the problem that we have run across is like, there was one day you were going to buy something and you were like, well, I looked and it said that there was still money remaining in that thing. So when you have a transaction go through, it doesn't go through immediately, like until it's fully processed. Then it shows up in Every Dollar, and then I have to go in and put it to like groceries or wherever it was. So it looked like there was money, but actually it had been spent. It just hadn't had a chance to like process into the app yet. And so I was like, oh shoot, we actually didn't have money in that category. So we moved it around from somewhere else. So like, I think this is a little bit of a learning curve here. And so May was not as great as some other months.
What's the delay, like a 2-day, 3-day processing?
It's probably 2, maybe, well, part of it's due to our bank and when you spend it. So like if you spend it on a Friday and it stays pending for the whole weekend, it doesn't go through till Monday, then it doesn't show up in the app until it's like official. If it's still pending in the bank, then it's not official, you know? But the good news is we definitely are still spending way less than we were before. We also are not using credit cards at all. So we have not accumulated any more debt. It's just that some of our categories, we keep scooting money around from one place to the next. So we're gonna tell y'all what our actual budget, I don't think we made a May budget video, did we? Tell them like what we actually budgeted.
Not May, no.
Okay, so we're just gonna tell you what we had originally budgeted and what we spent. So for May, our grocery budget was $700. So in the app, you can see that it shows like groceries, and then there's a negative sign because we went over our grocery budget, and we had originally budgeted $700 and then went $39.57 over. So technically it says we spent $739, but the cool thing is that you can rearrange stuff like I said before. So when I was looking earlier to see, I was like, wait, our whole restaurant category is empty? How did we do that? Because we didn't eat out. But I had taken $37 that was left in restaurants and put it towards groceries.
And you can do the same thing with envelopes, and we'd had done that a couple times in the past where you're like, oh shoot, we don't have enough in this envelope. Let me check miscellaneous. Oh, there's a 20 there. But it's more
it's harder
to grab versus click, I guess. I don't know.
Well, because physically seeing the money, like that's the point of spending cash in general, is like seeing it and touching it. It makes it feel different to get rid of it. But with the app, it sucks to look in there and see like for the month, we're like however much over budget, $71 over budget, the way that we did it. So for groceries, we went a little bit over. If you calculate in that money that we had put in restaurants, we ended up spending like $775 in groceries. So we went about $75 over. We're still trying to get groceries situated. Like that's been a little bit of a challenge for us because some months we buy more like long-term stuff. So our next category was like, dang, that's a black
big old bird out there.
He's not getting like the baby birds that are in the...
Uh-oh.
You better get on.
Whoa, that thing is... Squirrel.
Okay.
Oh, it's a bird.
So for our miscellaneous or oh snap category, we had $30 in there and we spent $25 of that. Don't remember that was for Amazon. What did we order on Amazon? Oh, that was Bikini Zone.
Gotta get my lines zoned out.
It's actually a great product. I should probably tell you guys about this product I've been using for years, but it's basically like it helps with, what's it called?
Pimples?
No, what's it called? Razor burn.
Razor burn.
Yeah.
Pimples.
It's really great, especially in the summertime when you got more things to take care of. There, I don't shave here. So we ended up with like $5 left in that category, which I could, move to a different section, yada, yada, yada. For pets, we had budgeted $200 because we're trying to like set aside a little bit each month so that we can continue putting it towards like their annual visits or whatever. And we spent $81 of that. So we ended up with $118 left in the pets category, which is good. For restaurants, like we've said, we've tried to really cut back on not eating out, which has been hard. If you see our old videos of comparing our previous years, you'll see that we enjoyed eating out a lot. So we budgeted $50 and usually we don't plan to spend that all. So what we actually spent was $12.98. We got Papa John's once and we had a coupon for a free pizza. So we only spent we ordered extra dips and then the tip for the delivery guy. And then we had Sonic on there from Gaines's graduation day. They had like a little, everybody open the back of your car and gather around thing. So we just got the kids ice cream. That was a hard day to not just purchase lunch for everybody. Yeah. Because it was right around lunchtime and it was one of those things where typically it would be just easier. Let's just all go ahead and get lunch and take care of that. And that's been a change we've had to make in our mindset of going, it's fine, we can eat at home. And then Krispy Kreme, one morning you went and got donuts. We had a gift card still from like several years ago. I think we bought a bunch of gift cards to give, thinking they were big gift cards and they're like $5 or something. So
I had to give them 53 cents.
53 cents. And then, like I said previously, we moved over some of the grocery money that went over. I think sometimes I am hard on us because I'm like, God, we went over budget in this category and we did this and that, but I'm also trying to focus on the times that we did make good choices, like Sonic, like yesterday afternoon.
I didn't make a good choice at Sonic.
Well, you did though, really.
I didn't get a meal, I just got a burger and a double cheeseburger.
But you got it off the dollar menu and you just got the burger. Yeah. You didn't get a combo, and so we ended up spending $5.85 and the kids both got an ice cream and you got
typically that would have been like a $25 lunch day.
Oh yeah, at least.
But yeah, like yesterday you were saying, like it was so hard. We're at the pool and it's that time where, well, like first of all, can we just pat ourselves on the back? Every time we've gone to the pool, we've packed our lunch and taken our lunch every single day so far. Even a watermelon up there and sliced that sucker up.
Oh, we've packed a big old thing full of stuff.
Yes, and it's crazy how much you eat when you're swimming, and there's pool breaks every hour, and so
I'm like, kids, why are y'all keep eating?
Slow down. Got to where it was like 5 in the afternoon and we were sitting there debating on what to do, and in the past we would have just been like, just go pick something up and we'll stay for the next few hours.
I was like, I can just run. Well, I first said I would run home. Let me just run home and make something and bring it back. And then it was like, God, this is one of those times that I could just run 2 minutes down the road and just pick up Chick-fil-A or McDonald's for everybody. We'd eat dinner there and that would be done. We wouldn't have to clean up the kitchen. We wouldn't have to worry about it. We made the ultimate decision, like, let's just go home. Because once I thought about going home and fixing something and bringing it back, it was like, that's just gonna be too late. let's just go home. When I got home, I was like, I'm so glad we didn't go anywhere because we had so much food. We have plenty of food, just like 10 pounds of chicken and
mindset
everything.
Of the way we think now is completely different than what it used to be. And I think we can see that, I mean, physically and mentally. We were just like sitting there last night, we even talked about it, like how we were just like mentally able to, it's mentally strengthening to make those decisions over and over again and like take your lunch every day. And then, I don't know, you still see the people there that are getting pizzas delivered to the pool, and
or bringing their food.
I've plotted on like how to go over, and I said send Brooks over there and ask him if we can have a piece, or like I'll trip him and you grab the pizza, because you're like sitting there and you're like craving it after you smell it. And we got like rinky-dink peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
And I think you had like some old cold chicken fingers you brought or something that you had cooked the night before.
And old peanuts. And, oh, it's so hard, but it
pays off in the long run. But it's like we used to just not even have the mental mindset to have that self-discipline. And it's like I've heard people say a lot how that type of like work on your brain is like a muscle, and the more you work it, the more you're like, I can do this, this is fine, like we're not gonna die from not getting pizza like these people have, you know? So I think that's part of too what's made it a little bit harder with staying in budget or not giving in to temptation right now versus back in January or February, where like we weren't, you know, it's obviously a whole different situation to be around a bunch of people that are eating food out, you know, or like getting takeout. And so we were just at home all the time, and we were like, okay, well, here it is what it is. Like there's no temptation to get something just because somebody else has it.
Especially now, like kind of everything, like you said in the beginning, opening back up a little bit. It's like you just kind of want to go crazy. Oh, we're free, restaurants are open, or drive-thru's been open, I guess, but like just being out and seeing people and interaction and
and being at home so much too. We talked about how like it's not like we were eating out a lot in January, February, and March, but once everything shut down, we realized that there were times when we would like go eat dinner at a friend's house, or we would eat at with my parents or with your mom or with whatever, or like the kids would have a school function, and there would be
a free meal,
right? And so you would get that fix of eating something different than the crap you have at home. And that hasn't been a possibility during quarantine, because I was like, why are we wanting to eat out so much more? And it's just because we're not having that much variety.
It's so crazy how somebody else's peanut butter and jelly sandwich tastes better or different than your peanut butter and jelly sandwich, even though it's peanut butter and jelly, or a hot dog.
It's somebody's else.
Somebody else, the way they cook it, or their pan they use, or their seasoning, it's just like, even when you cook make a sandwich for me, it tastes better than when I make it for myself. I don't know, it's so weird.
So that was our primary like spending categories for the month. We didn't buy anything in the category of clothing. We didn't buy anything like from Target or any type of random stuff that wasn't what we just talked about. So that was basically our spending. I think we had talked about in a previous video too, how because we didn't have childcare and those types of things that we were paying for, we did pay off a little bit more debt than usual, or than we had planned to in May. So if you missed that video, go check it out. We talked about how we're a quarter of the way through paying off $100,000, which means we paid off $25,000.
Not $1 million.
In 4 months. Quarter of 100,000.
So overall, we went over just a little bit in May, but we were able to move things around, like you said. You're getting used to the dollar app more and more these days.
Yeah, I do like how
every dollar app, every day. What's it called?
Every dollar app.
I don't even know what it's called.
Every dollar app. It's the Dave Ramsey app, but I do like it. I do still prefer cash spending in envelopes, so hopefully we'll get back to that as things start getting kind of back to normal and you feel comfortable exchanging cash across with people. So that does it for this video. If y'all have any questions, we really enjoyed answering your questions, and I know there were some that we didn't get to from the previous videos that y'all left. So if you have a question, leave a comment below with your question, and we are able to filter them by
questions. Use a question mark.
Make sure you use a question mark
and
so
then
we'll
we
know.
can filter it. Yeah, we kind of did like a rapid fire type situation, but then we always get just sidetracked answering your questions.
Any questions, doesn't have to just be about that, it can be about whatever you want it to be about. We'll try to answer anything.
Bikini zone,
that stuff is really good. I'll put a link in the description. I've been using it for years, and it like literally is the only thing that keeps you from getting like ugly razor bumps when you're trying to go to the pool and not look like I'm gonna stop there. Anyways, thank y'all for watching. and we will see you later.
Bye. What's the opposite of aloha?
Isn't it the same thing?
Sayonara?
That's definitely some type of Asian language.
Japanese?
I think aloha is for hello and goodbye, right?
Aloha.
Hang on, can you say goodbye in Hawaiian? Hawaiian must not be a language. What's the opposite of aloha? It's hello or goodbye.
Ciao. So, yeah.
Sorry. Okay, good.
So overall, we went over just a little bit.
Okay. Oh.
Look at that. Perfect.
Beautiful. It's a little hot, a little bit too much space over our heads for my liking, but it's fine.
Okay.